Senator McCain, it's been a week now of this shutdown, and most of America is asking, when the hell is Washington going to get its act together and get this sorted? Do you know the answer?
I do not, Pierce, but I do believe that we may reach a point where the markets have to tell us to come to an agreement, and that would be, of course, when we start defaulting on our debts. I hope that that's not the case, because I think the markets will react, and that'll obviously be bad for almost all Americans who have stocks in the stock market. But right now, it's one of the problems is it's no longer Republican versus Democrat sit down and negotiate. There's the third element here, as you know, and that is a significant number in the House of Representatives who believe that we should have no negotiations until there's an agreement to defund Obamacare, which is not going to happen until we have 67 Republican Senate votes that would override a presidential veto.
Right, so we all know that can't happen. Obamacare is not going to be defunded. In fact, it's off and running and it's had a few glitches, but the take-up seems pretty good. So parking that to one side, what are the Republicans going to do as a party about the fact they're now split down the middle? You've got the Ted Cruz brigade, who seem to be completely intransigent, and you have guys like yourself who've been around the block a few decades, and I say that in the most complimentary possible way, who've been through this kind of thing and know how to resolve it. How do you bring the two together and get some kind of common sense?
To be honest, I don't know, because I say with respect to those individuals who say defund or nothing else, although they have changed their message somewhat. It used to be just absolute defunding. Now, apparently, it's all right if you just address certain portions of Obamacare. But look, there was a lot of Republican members of Congress who campaigned in 2010, said, you send me there, I'll do everything in my power to defund Obamacare. They're carrying out their commitment to their constituents that they campaigned on, so I understand that. But I just say, you mentioned my being around for a while. The thing that's kind of aggravating to some of us, that in 2009, I never worked harder against Obamacare. Whether that was right or wrong, I'll let anybody judge. But I still believe we fought as hard as we could up until Christmas Eve morning was the last vote we took on Obamacare. And then, of course, I campaigned across this country all through 2012, said, elect Mitt Romney and a majority in the House and Senate, and we'll defund, replace, and repeal Obamacare. And now some of us are being accused of not being zealous enough or committed enough or being squishes or whatever it is. Frankly, I kind of resent that.